Canderas letter WVIO PLA 24-0100 exhibit number 777 BOA. This is to Chad Geisinger. Please forward a copy of this email to Washoe County Council Mary Canderas, reference exhibit number 777 to Board of Adjustments. And if you can send verification receipt, if there is any problem with this, please notify me ASAP, Jonathan Belfort. Okay, now this was read into the public hearing at the Board of Adjustments by Mr. Belfort, February 11th, 2025. Thank you for your response to my FOIA request. I do find it more than coincidental that a Washoe County Deputy District Attorney is responding to my FOIA request personally. Could it be that it was on the same day time that Washoe County Lands Bill was reintroduced? In my opinion, that actions by Washoe County and complainant James Lee Schreck have a direct correlation to the announcements having to do with Washoe County Lands Bill, Los Altos Toll Road geothermal development in the Warm Springs area of Palomino Valley, $100 billion data center development in the area dating back to 2019. My question to you is, why have you or the District Attorney's Office not responded to the sworn criminal complaints being sent to you by my associate Jeffrey Wilson concerning embezzlement, fraud, racketeering committed by former officers of Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association, Washoe County and City of Reno employees? I hope as an officer of the court you realize that you are obligated to report, investigate crimes that are reported to you to protect the citizens' rights. This is why I wish to take this opportunity to memorialize some of the facts in the matter of WVIO-PLA 24-0100. I obtained my Washoe County building permits on November 28, 2019. The state of Nevada was in a declared state of emergency due to the COVID-19 pandemic that lasted 2.5 years and was declared nationally March 12, 2020. This is just 4 months after spending approximately $22,000 for plans and permits for a small cabin and engineered septic system. These permits began at the start of winter, so I cannot be reasonably expected to begin construction in an area above the snow line during this inclement weather and limited access due to lack of road maintenance. In July of 2020, I began construction of an engineered septic system at a cost, materials, and equipment rentals of over $30,000, not including several months of heavy duty labor due to the rocky terrain. This engineered system equaled or surpassed the cost of the cabin. In early November, I contacted a very severe case of COVID-19 at a weekly meeting of Auxiliary Station 450 Truckee Meadows Fire Rescue. I was incapacitated for almost 2 months, and I was in a weakened state for many months after continuing to this day and survive unassisted in an off-grid situation. I did not receive any compensation or stimulus from any source and carefully survived on my savings. During this time, Washoe County received a $99 million payment from the federal government for COVID relief. The state of Nevada ordered a moratorium on evictions that was in effect till December 31st, 2023. Just 5 months before Washoe County sought to deny me my remaining building permit extensions that were represented to me in writing and that I relied on, and literally throw me off my property, rendering me homeless. According to the information received from Washoe County Building Planning, there is a provision for delays in completion at good cause. Apparently, this does not apply to me, as Washoe County Building and Planning did not reply to my inquiries for over 40 days, and not only after 3 emails and a registered letter, and to this day have never addressed my claims of being COVID-19 pandemic impacted, or my struggle to deal with what is now being referred to as an inflationary crisis. not to mention my assertion of health issues, which should be sufficient to extend my permit, but if necessary, I will elaborate further on at an appropriate time due to my privacy. This shows a concerted pattern by Washoe County Code Enforcement Building Planning to take retaliatory action against me for reporting crimes and intentionally preventing me from building on my property in what has amounted to a racketeering operation involving current and former Washoe County employees, land developers, investors, and former officers of Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association, Does 1 through 100. Their insistence that I need to pay my permitting fees and resubmit update plans basically amounts to obstruction and extortion, when the logical solution would be for them to extend my permits effective May 28, 2025, and apply these funds to completing the project. This all just smacks of retaliation for the reporting of crime, selective enforcement, oppression under color of office, and using an official government position for the benefit of oneself or another. Based on information, evidence, and belief, it appears that this decision was made solely based on a complaint of property owner, land investor, and developer James Lee Schreck with a documented 15-year history of threats, intimidation, placing of injurious materials and other obstructions in the roadway to damage vehicles and discourage other property owners and potential property buyers in actually attacking one resident. Despite repeated complaints to Washoe County Code Enforcement and Washoe County Sheriff's Office, no actions were taken on James Lee Schreck's efforts to control and obstruct access to my property. And conflicting statements made by Washoe County Code Enforcement Officer Scott Bryant Farmer at an administrative hearing, the extensions were being denied pre-complaint by Mr. Schreck. This is directly contradicted by Washoe County Building Planning's own records, which listed permitted extension status as pending. Also of note is the fact that Mr. Schreck's complaint was sent and timestamped by email at 8:45 p.m. June 6, 2024, just 4 hours after a partial outline of a sworn criminal complaint naming Mr. Schreck as a co-actor participant in an ongoing multi-layer racketeering operation involving former Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association officers and the intentional devaluation of properties through lack of road maintenance at 4:45 p.m. June 6. Also, the embezzlement of funds collected solely for the purpose of road maintenance. There also seems to be some discrepancy about the validity of liens placed on our properties and fraudulent filing by the attorneys Gail Agnes Kern, who then quieted title on our property on behalf of Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association, that now at least 7 persons, including James Lee Schreck's Does 1 through 80, now claiming has been defunct since 2001, despite receiving numerous payments and consideration from Wilcox Ranch POA. This leaves my title clouded, and as a prudent person in a position of resolving these title issues before resuming construction. This brings us to the selective enforcement aspect of this matter. Just 2 weeks after I received notice from the county, I became aware that the adjacent property of mine located at 0 Paul Ross Springs had been subdivided. This is approved and handled by Kelly Mullen of Washoe County Building Planning and endorsed by County Commissioners Janine Herman. The developers began bringing in heavy equipment and started grading a large roadway extended up and over the parcels. The subdivision was done in a clandestine manner and intentionally subverted notification of Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association in any way, shape, or form. The developers then began to alter the waterway and constructed a land bridge over said waterway. According to recent evidence obtained under FOIA, the developer never had or has never obtained any building or grading permits, much less environmental impact studies, or notified Wilcox Ranch Ditch Company or its members of their intentions. There was a complaint made in November 2024 for unpermitted grading. Additionally, Washoe County FOIA has revealed no corrective actions. Fines were taken, fines addressed. The next 3 paragraphs are evidence of Washoe County selective enforcement of why they oppress, harass, extort me. 1. The property located at 200 Paul Ross Spring contains an unpermitted tiny house cabin based on eyewitness evidence and information and belief, an unpermitted septic system. This has been confirmed by recent FOIAs, and property is listed as raw land. However, what is more disturbing is the fact that pictures taken from my property of alleged code violation were taken from this property and possibly show the roof of said cabin in Washoe County enforcement evidence packet. Additionally, Scott Bryan Farmer made false statements concerning where the pictures were taken from. I believe this was done deliberately to conceal the fact that he was overlooking the obvious unpermitted construction and septic at 200 Paw Ross Springs. 400 Paw Ross Springs Road, they obtained a permit for an agricultural building, no plumbing. This building has existed for over 12 years. Before permit was granted, they have been living on that property close to 20 years based on eyewitness accounts, information, belief, and other evidence. An unpermitted septic system has been constructed. Huge amounts of unpermitted grading. This is basically an RV park at this point with 3 to 5 RVs present at any given time. APN 077420-04, trailer living, unpermitted well, unpermitted grading, unpermitted septic. There are several more if you are interested. Why is it I am being singled out here for reporting crimes, some of which involve acts by Washoe County employees past and present? Based on information, evidence, and belief, I am sure of it and it can prove it. I would like also to notice you that I have full documentation of my prior contact and correspondence with Kevin Kavina Costa and Scott Bryan Farmer. Will be disclosing them at the appropriate time. As you know, I'm not an attorney. However, I do believe I need to be one to convince a jury of what's happening here. I have been damaged. That damage is still ongoing. Also, I believe that to a higher level of government beyond the sphere of influence of Washoe County and state of Nevada, which I'm quite sure will take a dim view of these type of activities. If you or Washoe County has an interest in trying to work this out and reach me some type of agreement in this egregious matter, please feel free to contact me. Okay, this was all emailed, it looks like. Stand by.